Hello, hello. So, last stream, we wrapped up the core of the Shadowbringers content, beating Hades, and finally freeing the first from its doom of light. The empty is still a problem. The empty is still out there. Maybe we'll do something about that later. But there's still just a little bit left to do before we can actually close out the part 2 of Shadowbringers, as I realized immediately after ending stream. But honestly, I quite like how I ended stream yesterday. So even if I had known about this, wouldn't have changed it. All it means is that we're going to be taking a bit of a dive into the New Game Plus panel once I talk to the Exarch, literally once. Today, I will be going through patch 5.1, and depending on how long that takes and how I'm feeling at the conclusion of that, I will try to also get through, or at least start, patch 5.2. There is no chance in hell that I will be doing patch 3 as well, because patch 3 is quite long, with a thing in it for which queuing for will very likely take me upwards of an hour. So, patch 3 will almost certainly get it's a whole own stream. Once I've cleared out patch 3, we will start the Eden raids, then we'll do the weapons. I think I've gone down my list basically every stream, and I intend to keep doing that, if for no other reason than to keep myself focused on the end goal. But without any further ado, let's get right into it. I knew the Knights Blessed were amongst the revelers, but the Crystarium was so crowded I thought it safe to speak my true name. Poor Runar and his ilk were gripped with panic, as you may recall. 'Tis customary not to reveal one's true name outside of family and ceremony. Yet when I hurried to explain that all present were like family, I was greeted with an outpouring of tears. An emotional people, the Blessed. It would seem I don't know my own limits. I had thought to push on till dawn, but my body had other plans. Still, I did enjoy the carousing while it lasted. Even I need to forget my cares every now and then. What I don't need is to wake up to Alphino smirking at my bedside. He said my face was a rare sight while I slept. Gods, I hope I wasn't drooling. I know it would seem that the city celebrated long into the night. Not that I would know, and as embarrassing as it is to admit, I woke to find myself in the infirmary, having apparently collapsed from exhaustion. My aching pride was somewhat soothed by the sight of Alize asleep in the bed next to mine. She must have been just as weary. Long has it been since I've seen her face so peaceful in repose. 'Twas a rare, tranquil morning, made unforgettable by the sight of those clear blue skies. Oh, Arntel, are you well? No ill aftereffects? To my eyes, you seem completely healed. It really is a miracle. Speaking of happy surprises, I was amazed to see the crowd that greeted our return. I hadn't realized just how many people we'd met along the way. And did you see their smiles? Right then and there, I vowed to do whatever I could to keep that joy from fading. People came from miles around to join the festivities, but most seemed to have stumbled home by now. Even so, I dare say Norvrand will echo to the sound of clinking mugs for some while yet. I thought to indulge in a little revelry myself last night until Ariandre began to list all the names of my drunken conquests. I ended up drinking water. Water. The ending to this tale hath been a joyous one indeed. Myriad were the lessons learned, yet there is one of particular import. 'Tis imperative that I master magics to grant my feet purchase upon the water, or else allow me to part the sea at will. I must needs visit Bismarck in due course and scrub his teeth in thanks. Mayhap the airy arts of a fairy whale might be imparted to mortal men. We shall see, we shall see.
By your deeds has the blinding light been banished from these skies, and the Sin Eaters driven to retreat. Although our many hurts will be years in the mending, I have faith that this world and her people will one day be whole once more. With no rejoining in prospect, the Source need no longer fear the coming of an 8th umbral calamity.
And with that triumph, the future from which you came will no longer come to pass. Yet here you still stand.
So I do. I wonder if that other age continues onward somehow, cut adrift from time's flow. Or have I simply etched myself a place upon this new block of history? Either way, this is an unexpected development. As the summoner of your souls, my death was meant to release you back to your world. Yet I am very much alive, and you are still stuck here in the First.
I believe I speak for us all when I say that we are happy to postpone our return if it means your life is spared. We will seek out another way.
Besides, I never had any intention of rushing home. There are people here I still need to thank, and this means I might actually have time to do so.
Yet we dare not neglect our comrades in the Source. Mistress Tataru, to name but one, will be most anxious to know how things stand with us.
So, you'll just have to make the journey alone for the moment. Be sure and give a full report to our fellow Scions, would you? Oh, and we'd also appreciate any news you can bring us from back home.
Then I see no reason to delay. I can open the path from here.
I imagine we each have matters demanding our attention, so let this be a farewell for us all. Send word when you've resummoned our friend.
I can just use the Aetherite. You kind of made that clear. Like, that was one of the first things we established, is that I can just kind of use Aetherites.
I shall strive for utmost accuracy.
Why are Aetherites such an inconsistent thing in the narrative?
I promise.
I'm a little relieved, to be honest. I would have been terribly lonely if everyone had suddenly disappeared. But I understand that you have to go. Safe journey, warrior of darkness. I hope to see you again soon.
Just a moment while I attune the portal. Then you can be on your way. When I was a boy, many long years ago, I yearned to stand tall as the heroes of Eld. But like a fool seeking to pluck the stars from the heavens, my every attempt to reprise their deeds fell short. And then one day, an all but forgotten dream from my youth stood before me in the flesh. A hero who looked at the horizon and beyond and saw I knew not what. All I knew was that I would give anything to stand at that hero's side. Would that it was so easy. The glory of the heavens was ever beyond the grasp of those who never thought to reach for it. But if I have gained anything from all of this, it is the courage to stretch out my hand. Do you hear me, Grahatia? This is no time for sleeping.
Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace in the Source. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's so nifty. It makes total sense. I'm glad they carried it forward. You will all understand soon.
To the west gate. I
By
want to know
soon,
what's
I
happening
mean
there.
like 30 streams from now.
Same as the others, struck down with a single blow. An unfortunate day to draw guard duty. Forgive me. These were your people.
We took advantage of this slaughter to slip into the palace. 'Tis not for me to grieve them. That was the Emperor. Wait! Ugh. You Radiants!
Gaius, you've missed your part in this, I'm afraid.
Identify yourself, demon!
You were hoping for the Ascian? The Craven shed this skin and fled, rather than face me. A pity. I was looking forward to crossing blades with myself. But I cannot deny the feeling of satisfaction. Body and soul reunited at last.
What now? The game continues, but the pieces have changed.
Only if we trust in a paragon's words. A mistake I do not intend to repeat. Gaius!
He speaks the truth. Elidibus is gone. Tore a hole into the rift. Xenos, my foolish, greedy son. Was a second life not enough?
Was the Empire too rich a prize to ignore? True freedom for our nation, our people, will never be won by a spoiled princeling. The burden of this throne is beyond you.
'Tis you, father, who have struggled with this burden. Simply holding the Empire together has occupied your limited faculties. But you may take comfort in knowing that I have no intention of pursuing your tedious agenda. Nor am I interested in ruling over the Empire's lands. I came only to remove that which ruins my sport. I will not have my prey stolen by your petty wars and cowardly weapons.
You would kill me just for that.
I need no other reason. Any and all who interfere with my hunt will not do so twice!
F's in the chat for the genocidal maniac.
I heard the Ascians speak of Zodiac.
Now we get to see genocidal maniac V2.
The will of this star is but a
Back from the dead.
construct of our own making. We shall gorge upon their strength, and then, my friend, our contest shall begin anew.
Long time no see! Oh, you've returned. Was there a lull in the fighting over there, or... no, I saved it, Hello. I've been keeping that device you uncovered safe and sound. Did you need to use it again? No, I've got Natherite, man. I've got Natherite and like 500,000 gil in my pocket. I got a fairy in the first. You can pull the other like. Am I still at 12 or have I reached 13 mil yet? Yeah, regardless. Unironically, too small a total to really matter. Oh, I should talk to the side scions, see if they're any different. Shame. Tataru, utterly unfazed. But never mind. But how? When? It's an auto advance. Shit. How much have I already missed? Our intel? Is it really you? But how? When? We didn't think you'd be back for ages. Time moves in mysterious ways. What can I say? Right, so it does. The reports you had delivered by that excitable little pixie said as much. As for the situation on this side, the Imperials are still eyeing our forces from afar. From what I'm told, the Garlean armies have been slow to react and seem reluctant to commit to any large-scale engagements. It's an odd sort of stalemate. Otherwise, we've yet to see any signs of that awful Black Rose weapon we were warned about. Oh, but I suppose we did call in an old friend to help out on that count. Arnvold? Yeah, Kyle and I had a terrible time tracking him down, though. it will be worth it to see the look on your face when you find out who it is. Anyway, I was just about to make contact with this helper of ours, and then confirm the latest news from the front. Might you fancy having a rest while I do? Ah, the Warrior of Light back where he belongs, just as if nothing had happened. Though you do seem different somehow. You'll tell me all about your adventures when we next have a spare moment. Until then, welcome back. I am now 8/14th rejoined. I got a 1/14th power bump. It's very, very cool. This could totally be the excuse for why Summoner can have 3 more summons. Come on, Essie. Ball's in your court. Oblivion has claimed him. Emmett Selk gone, La Habrea gone. I alone remain, the last of the unbroken. Once more I am moved to reevaluate the potential of these tattered souls. Ah, Xenos, never did I dream you could overpower me so completely, possessed as I was of your body and all its uncanny strength. And now that I have shared with you the truth of this world and its reflections, who can predict how events will unfold? Not I. Emissary, what a poor jest that title has become. The flow of history has become muddied, its currents wild beyond my capacity to direct them. You have wrested the advantage, Heidelin. The thieving hands of your disciples tighten their grip on our star. The origins of the world will remain hidden and its inhabitants ignorant of their broken existence, just as you and your creators desired. They celebrate the gift of imperfect life, uncaring, unknowing as we weaken and fade. But do not imagine yourself rid of us. Though your champion has indeed proven the most egregious obstacle to our ascendance, a barbed thorn in my side, he may yet be removed and cast into the abyss. Oh yes, it can be done. I will keep these heroes mired in the first, and victory will be ours at last. Warriors of Darkness now, are they? Then their fate is decided. They shall meet the same end as those who came before, death at the hands of Warriors of Light. It seems you were right. Yes, there is something out there. But it would mean crossing miles and miles of this infernal emptiness, which is rather unhealthy for living creatures, as I understand it. Even if we were to restrict ourselves to brief forays, I don't like to imagine the effect it would have on our aether. But you still want to go, don't you? We may have saved the world, but we haven't reclaimed it. And when you put it that way, what choice do we have? Well, of course I'm going with you. That's what family is for, isn't it? Come, let's head back and prepare for this mad journey of yours. Thank you, Thancred. Do we get a teaser shot of it? No? Fair enough. That's a raid teaser. Oh, we do get a teaser shot of it, fuck yeah! What a nifty thing that is. We will be dealing with that later. Though blazing skies gave way to gentle night, what hand and... Shit, I missed it. What hand and darkened light, I think it was what it was. Woo, trust system! Woo! Woo! Alright, and that is Shadowbringers properly ended. Now, let us begin part 3. Let's go. No, because you'll have those pop-ups, so I'll know when patch 1 ends. Arntel, gods, it's good to see you. I hope your being here means you've had your fill of rest. Not so much as 40 winks, truth be told. You're too selfless. That's your problem. But you'll be no good to anyone if you don't take a break every once in a while. Anyway, not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's all right. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout, though. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimlet Dark, and that the Empires show no signs of movement, which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First. Great. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Flamine to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet you on the terrace at the House of Splendors. Not that I expected any less, but 'tis good to see you home and unharmed. I am pleased to report that Arnvold and his fellow primal hunters have upheld the peace while you've been away. A pleasure to see you, Arntel. I cannot well imagine what sort of world the First is, or adventures you had, but that you have returned to us safe and sound is of great comfort. Our war subterfuge is moving along well enough, but we often find ourselves wanting for Thancred and Alphinaud's expertise. Wish they'd hurry up and get their arses back over here. Welcome back, Arntel. How do the Archons fare over in the First? When next you see them, you may inform them that their bodies are as well as can be. And no one's back here. Can't go in there. Unakali will be just fine without me. We'll be waiting for you at the House of Splendors, and I expect you to tell us absolutely everything about your time in the First. There was this one time where I was fighting a bunch of Sin Eaters, and I thought I used Living Dead, but in reality I just died. Yeah, it's kind of rough. Do you have any idea who Rowena's primary supplier of tomestones is? Fucking guy. Arntel, my it has been too long. Tataru did mention that I would be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot well express how I have longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. And so Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next Oracle, this girl who Thancred named Reen. To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Arntel, might I ask a favor of you when next you return to the First? to tell Reen what I cannot. I mean, I could pass on a letter if you want me to tell her thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Oh, hey, Riol. You just talked. What's up? Riol, I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish, nay, I've had not a peep from him, and it's been a good long while too bloody long, on account of which I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can't get a signal to him closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me way through Gimlet now the fighting's died down. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling me thumbs on any road. I just thought I'd let ye know. Now I'd best be. I nearly forgot. Kryle's at the stones, and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She's getting ready to examine them again. She was getting ready to examine them again when I left. We'd best head back then. I'm sure it's important. Oh no, shit. What have I done? You needn't worry about me. Go and see what Kryle has to say. Oh, I couldn't check my retainers right now if I wanted to. Almost forgot I was on Aether. It seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad.
You're here. Good.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight, And you may rest assured, Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Leave it to me. Let me just swap to a scholar real quick.
Thank
I
you.
too shall research.
But where's he even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
What if I try the greatest minds in a different realm?
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Yep.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I, for one, am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through.
Debatably.
Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer.
Debatably, he had the opportunity. He was taking advantage of the opportunity.
There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch.
Who would have thought that getting shot would save his
Pray
life?
return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Don't you worry, Master Matoya and I will think of something. Take care over in the First, Arantel. We're counting on you and the crystal The fuck? My light turned off. Why did you do that? I did not tell you to turn off. How dare you? Why did you reset all the fucking settings? No, I don't have time for this. Take care over the First, Arantel. We're counting on you and the Crystal Exarch to bring our friends home. I'm just going to take that as a sign that nothing is going to be updated. I wonder if I stand, like, right next to the boat, if it had dropped the cost down to 100. Or, like, in that trench, maybe? Is there a way to teleport to the Crystarium from the source where it only costs 100 gil? That is my curiosity. Oh! You almost got me. I almost read the gate guard. Graha? Ah, Arantel, you are returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. But of course it wasn't. Go on. Their corporeal aether shows signs of instability by the gods. The possibility never even occurred to me. If you have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you will be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friends' bodies safe while we wrestle with the problem. But they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told.
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
They're busy poking a big thing in the empty.
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryle's findings.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryle is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the First. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state. I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless he says so.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What did you just...
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of his body and soul, but his personal effects besides. This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us his possessions, he could carry our souls back to the source upon his person?
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on his part, and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet, were we to immure our souls within an object in his possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White auricite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back onto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us.
Oh? Do tell.
On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
A mage of surpassing skill living a life of seclusion. Now where have I heard that before? One can only hope they are more receptive to unsolicited invitations. I'm sick and tired of the Exarch's attempts at selfless sacrifice. If he suggests dying one more time, I swear I'm going to grant him his wish. The Numu seemed such a welcoming folk in Ilmeg. What do you suppose could have driven this one to a life of seclusion? 'Tis said the kingdom of Vobert was once home to the realm's greatest knights and magics both. To command a place at the royal court, the Numu whom we seek must needs have been a mage amongst mages. The Grand Cosmos, that is, the place we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I'm sorry, what? I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Is the source what the lake is called? Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of Orosite. By thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numu consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed. Then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Why would they name that lake the source? Pray join the others in Sullen. I shall turn my thoughts to the Orosite and appraise Thancred and Reen of our progress. Lakeland. It is. Why? This is like a writing problem. Why would you name the lake the source when it's also the name? What are you doing? Ah! Are you trying to make things confusing? Anyway. Oh, shit, wrong dock. He said the palace is on the opposite shore, but I see nothing on the horizons, save empty skies. Curious. The Exarch said to prepare for a warm reception at the palace. Let's hope it's more cordial than his last visit. I was relieved to hear the Exarch intended to arrange for a boat to carry us across the lake. Not that I would be opposed to swimming, mind you. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by our host's familiars, and I expect our reception today will be no different, which is why I propose we march through the main gate weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not here to petition for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I would be most interested to meet those who could overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge, and there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. If we can seize their interest, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Well, weapons drawn it is, then. Though I must say, Exarch, you certainly seem to be enjoying all this. Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all, rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when our intel is around. What exactly are you implying? He averted a calamity, and the light seemed destined. He averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume him has been extinguished. It is only natural that we are pleased to see him. As well, you'll have plenty of time to celebrate his good health after we've finished here. Of course, then let us proceed to the palace. I have a feeling this queue is going to be a minute. Let's get right to it. Granted, I am reasonably close to peak hours, so who knows? How long has it been since we last went on such an expedition? I cannot help but be reminded of the ruins of Scala. I think we've done enough talking, don't you? We have a new Mu to impress. I can but imagine what manner of beasts keep guard here. No doubt they will afford us scant opportunity to explore the palace. A pity. 'Tis good to be here with you for a change. Whatever you would have me do, you need but say the word. Aye, and now we wait. Ah, nice fast queue. Always appreciated. Come on, DPS. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh, no, there we go. Should you value your lives, you will quit this place at once. Now be gone with you. I'm missing a summoner. There we go. There's that summoner damage. Love to see it. Ah, fucking damn it. I hate these fucking games, right? Uh-oh. Man, that boss is obnoxious fucking pain. First ball stone. Thank you, Ninja. Big appreciate. I'm not hitting inside. Give you. Full health, let's go! A successful living dead. Love to see it. One of the best feelings in the game, not gonna lie. Not for good. I fucking snapshot bullshit. Fuck you. Oh, I'm totally fine. Alright, there we go. No! God fucking damn. Whatever, I'll just the fucking cutscene anyway. I'm annoyed now. Can you stun him out of there? I don't actually know. This mechanic is so fucking important because, like, to know, well, I mean, I've told them what it is, but, like, to know genuine fault of their own, it's very easy for one player to kill the entire party if they burn all the furniture. Like, oof. There you go. Good job. Actually, hang on. Adjust. only lost one chandelier. We still have all the other stuff left. So we should be fine. As long as the healer does. Well, actually, even if the healer doesn't, as long as we have someone who does. But it looks like everyone out there is. Didn't even break my fucking PBN. Okay. Fuck him up, Indra! Fuck him up! Yeah! I tried. There we go. I really enjoy that dungeon. It's so easy for someone who doesn't know the mechanic to like murder everyone, but man, is it a fun dungeon. Oh, sounds like everyone left. Understandable. Cool, what I get? Bunch of neat bullshit. I really like a lot of the ROG set, but I really hate that none of it is dyeable. I cannot wait until we get a set of ROG that is actually dyeable, because some of those pieces are really cool. Especially like in scouting, I'd love to use some of the scouting pieces if only they were dyeable.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Hey, buddy. What's up?
Backlook, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Shake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
Oh no, may I pushed it a bit too far. You broke him.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again. That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
If you do the... Oh, which one is it? I think it's... It's not the caster. It's not physical ranged. Is it the tank? I think it is the tank. If you do the tank roll quest, that's how you know about this. And we'll get to it, I promise. It may not be until after Dawn Trail, but we will get through it.
You know of the plague?
I do.
And you know how dangerous soulcraft can be. Instead of saving your friends, you risk damning them. Are you sure you're willing to take that chance?
Otherwise they'll die.
Oh. No. Oh. Very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Of course. I would never imagine
Commensurate
not.
with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Playable Numu win, Square Enix. I'll settle for a solo instance. There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystarium with beg luck. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I have never even sought to convince, I never sought to convince, not compel, yet I cannot deny that a part of me is glad Urianger shared his knowledge of Numu with us. Had he not, Beglug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guest waiting would only add insult to injury. We mustn't dally here any longer, Arntel. If Beglug is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. I really love... Hang on. I can leave this guy alone now. I really love this scythe design. I would love to make a glamour around this scythe design. If you could dye it, why can't you dye it? Why can't you dye any of the dwarven weapons, Square? They look so fucking cool. I just hate that color of teal, man. Oh. Do you have any business with it? I did it. I cannot fucking believe it. Oh man, I'll never forgive myself. It's all over for me.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Yeah, it's kind of neat, isn't it?
Everything we told you. Of the source, the shards. I realize how fantastic
Fucking
it sounds,
goddamn it.
and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony.
Fucking controller.
But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own.
Indeed.
And your soul is the densest of them all.
Yep. I am 814-3 joined. I am very cool.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
I'll pitch in too. Why not? Beglug is a fine eye, though we have yet to begin. I rather think the Exarch was right to call on him. I sometimes forget we are not truly here in the first. It'll be good to be whole again. Fortunately for us, Beglug is of a mind to see you and your fellow scions justly compensated for your efforts. Did you happen to notice the magic brooms strewn about the Grand Cosmos? Uncanny. You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? You're gonna put our souls in a rock, and then Arentel's gonna keep him in his back pocket, and he's gonna jump through the rift. White aura sight, you say, an intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within the aura sight. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw aether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of aether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls of the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the Sin-Eaters, their aether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnated? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why, do you think you might be able to help them? I might, or I might not, but I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Urianger in creating the requisite auracite. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Beglug as necessary? Let us make for Amarang, then. Urianger is more than capable of creating the auracite on his own, but if aught should go awry, I would be on hand to assist him. It pains me that there are those who yet suffer despite our victory over the light. We must hope a way can be found to help both them and our friends. I'm gonna do a little bit of a side. That's the wrong destination. I'm gonna do a little bit of a sidetrack. I want to see if Urianger is in his house, and if he is in his house, what he has to say. Very curious. Oh, it's this way. My bad. He is not. He's not here. I'm satisfied. We're going to... right there. Very convenient. Beglug told me they wish to meet the worst afflicted, Halaric. There are times when I swear there's something he wants to tell me, if only he could form the words. Having broken Light's stranglehold on the first, I would like to believe that they will one day recover, yet I fear that day may not come soon. So, this is Halaric, is it? Yes, his etheric balance leans perilously towards the light, towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a Sin-Eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Halaric was completely unresponsive before, but now... Mumble. Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the aether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert, then for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Ellipses. The tonic did nothing for him. Sorrow. Well, what about you? That's a good sign. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Leave this one to me, Arentel. Please, let this work. Come now, you mustn't fret. I feel warm in my legs. They don't feel as heavy. Or the same. Well, fancy that. My hands don't feel quite so stiff. Thank you, sir. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then. 'Tis true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal aether. Their incorporeal aether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halaric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the faintest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his patience, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize that this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we could find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them, we might learn something of relevance to our own predicament. Did they just say what I think they said? Might there really be a way to help Halaric and the others, and help ourselves in the process? Corporeal and incorporeal aether, I confess I have never had cause to make the distinction. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the royal court of Vobert, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hoped to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague, the likes of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. At least the Warriors of Light brought those responsible to justice, and now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do, a comforting thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these patients' incorporeal aether. Do you think it can be done? While were the skies still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility, but now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the aether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done, if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Very well, your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Alfino, the water and clay will be simple enough. I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmag, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, well, while you're about it, seek out the Numu of Palaini. They will be able to supply you with the water suitable for our needs. Right, let us get this over with, shall we? What have you got for me? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might it prevail upon you to find it? Any leads? Clay from Amarang would likely be best. Know you of anyone who might be able to assist us? I'm gonna say the miners at Twine, even though I miss dealing with the Mord. Ah, yes, they will be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. While you are at it and the twins are occupied, I will see that if there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. I have no doubt that the miners of Twine can help you find what you need. While you are away, I will do what I can to learn more about the nature of the patient's affliction. I'm gonna teleport. Sometimes I wish we'd never got that trolley running again. Now Jarek wants more of the bloody things and refuses to shut up about it. I can't stop thinking about that giant talus we built. Can you imagine what it could do with a matching trolley? It feels like a waste not to build one. You're out of your fucking mind, dude. Arentel, what a coincidence! You've come at a good time. We've just this moment finished repairing the talus and trolley you took to Nabatharang. The trolley was no trouble, but the talus would have been another matter had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that Chai News. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant talus to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek, but that doesn't mean you can go hassling your guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Arentel didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? Looking for clay. I see, and this familiar requires clay from Amarang. Well, look no further. If anyone can find some quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be some lurking somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Bryan mines to make adobe bricks. Place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. So stay safe out there, and remember, you don't need an excuse to come and visit us. Nope, yes. You'll want to be on your guard at the mine. Spend too long peering at the ground, and a coyote is sure to come and bite you in the arse. I still say a trolley for that Talos is a good idea. You agree, don't you? No, it would have to be fucking monumental in size, man. There's no use in that. Building a small city on the back of a trolley may sound cool, but I don't think it will achieve much. Oh, not quite. Hang on. Meets Brian. Or Biran? And back to Big Log. Oh, you know what this place reminds me of? I wonder... Hang on. World map. World map, please. Thank you. I wonder if this is the location analog to Little El Amigo. That had better be the only thing we need from the Pixies. If I have to endure one more prank, so help me gods. The Pixies were constantly confusing me with Elise in jest, I assume. I mean, it's not as if we look that much alike. We don't look that much alike, do we? The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the Pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. They're under protection. It's fine. You have the clay, I take it. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey Lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantation. Megalug, I have a question. In the event that we had need of the spell and you weren't around, would it be possible for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possessed the requisite skill, yes. Halleck and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there is a chance the spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Maybe you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effects. And you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say there are few in all of Norvrent more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Arentel? Very few, and if aught should go awry, I'll see what I can do. Absolutely. She's the best woman for the job. I'll give it my all for Halleck, for Tesleen. Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Alize shall be the one to conjure the familiar.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy. Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A porksy. I think I know what you mean. There we are. How's that?
Amazing. Truly an artist.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Yes, yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Polx's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric. Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
Mother, I...
The girl's resolve is quite impressive. One might almost think she drew strength from another. By the 12, I thought it was only for a moment, but though it was only for a moment, he spoke. There may yet be hope for these people. How is he, Beglog? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I weren't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via Orosite. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Beglug said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primordials, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gabu. Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halric's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected aether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? It's a Mord from our homeland. Don't worry about it. I see. His condition does sound similar, yet there is much and more about his soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here. Work requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it is the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Beglug and see if you can't make some headway with their newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not to be convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found you. Who? Oh, Kaishir. You sure? You've certainly come a long way. Kaishir, what are you doing all the way out here? There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Shai is beside herself, sighing, pacing, the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go out and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I take it you will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on then. Oh, I will be. Go on then. It is not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Beglug. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Yulmore is at stake. The future of Yulmore is at stake, is it? Well, do for them what you can, but keep an eye on Alphino, would you? See to it he doesn't involve himself more than is necessary. No change. Whatever could be so urgent for Lady Chai to summon us thus. Lady Chai is up in the parlor. Best not to keep her waiting, eh? Oh, I think it's time for a thematic change of amount. Hang on. Where is it? There it is. It was the folks over at the Castrarium that told me you'd be down at Journey's Head, and lucky for me, you still were, running around after people's tiring work. Well, not here seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange, let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. Renda Sue, Julia Chai. A new casual FC looking to recruit. Love to see it. I gotta check something real quick. My apologies. Oh shit, fuck, damn it. Oh, that's fucking rough, man. I'll just have to try to go to bed early tonight. Got a lot to do to do tomorrow.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
I totally meant to toggle it on, 100%. I wasn't turning it off.
Whatever's the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Golg. With Lord Vorthri out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Makes sense.
Well,
Tracks.
given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
Point exactly.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
I'm sure it's not as bad as it seems.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee? Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so? What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I'm sorry, but I think he fled. I don't know. I don't know, but whatever it is, he won't have fled.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Okay. I was expecting the patch to be over by now, not gonna lie. However, I am going to step away for a moment. I need to go take care of a small handful of things. When I come back, we will wrap up the patch, and then I will take a moment to assess whether or not we will go on and do patch 2. So, in the meantime, I will leave you with the music. Okay, there we go. I am back. Everything's taken care of. I made some updates to some things. And let's get right into it. You know, Yulmore's nothing like I thought it'd be, but somehow I can't picture going anywhere else. The Chais are part of it, I suppose. They've been good to me. I only wish there was something more I could do to help them. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here must have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compose notes later on. Oh yeah, we're in a city. Can't mount up. Sorrow. Master Chai. Well, yes, I spoke with him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Rothry's apparent inexhaustible stores of mule, we had no great need for money. It's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Banquet of Splendors the Bouquet of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. Oh wait, I need to use the Aetherite now. Aetherite... I want to go to... Wait, what? Wait a minute. Glory Gate, I guess? Who am I speaking to here? The gate guard? Yep. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Rothery, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitting, I suppose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts. I proposed replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts in Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Calusia as well, and I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him it as much and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall. I recall a man fit in that description, asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from Right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, but it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself, something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all. After that, I can't really say. It looked like he was headed for a gate town last I saw him. Nifty. Any luck? I got nowhere myself, but it sounds like Alphino might have. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Damn. Damn it. Come on. There we go. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yulmore, I mean. Not the Bee. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? It didn't take long for folks to start moaning after Vothri left. Now everyone in Yulmore's got something to complain about. Wouldn't want to be in Master Chai's shoes, having to keep that lot happy. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern, not only for Yulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical, then, that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Arntel, if you would go and make inquiries and write, I shall do likewise in Stilltide. Gate Town, I leave to you, Kaishir. Fair enough. Where should we meet when we've finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to be the next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then, but if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. I still can't mount up. Damn it all. No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Maestro gentleman not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Yulmore, or rather, the lack of them. We lost a great many people to the promises of Mule and the chance for a lavish life among the free. And Vothri thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needed to tell you what happened when I needn't tell you what happened when the Sin Eaters came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothri's gone now, and we're cautious to see what will become of Yulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend Chai News, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. Right? And thus the mount. It's a Porksy. You get it for doing the Pixie Tribe. Oh, I really got to get around to doing the dwarves at some point. I'm pretty sure the mount they give you is the Iron Frog, right? Or is it the tank? If it's the tank, I definitely want to do the dwarves. But I'm pretty sure the tank is for a achievement of some sort. Turns out Master Chai was over in Gate Town too. He spoke to a few of the residents, apparently. They told me they'd never seen a posh bloke so miserable. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. Kaishir and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Calusia, the only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, if we are quick, we may yet catch up with him. Antel, Alphino, Kaishir, what are you doing here? We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word, and bade us return you to her side. What blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. Well, I suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Tri, but since we are here, I might ask what compelled you to come all this way. We were told you had been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from the nearby villages, you've been inquiring about people's grievances. It is safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Calusia. That much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe said resources can be found here. Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Tri, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you, should he require convincing. Whatever you need, you can count on us. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted was to make it into Yulmore. But that dream is gone now, burst like a bubble, or a boil more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Mr. Alfrino, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most days in a daze, but you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up in Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You are going to steer Yulmore to a better future. I know it. And I want to help, properly help, do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way, if you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come, then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Tri. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I'm here. To find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man exactly, and are you certain he's here in Amity? Warden is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothri's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Worden was the left, and between them they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They might be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristel then. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression on him. I'm certain he would be willing to talk to us. I realize it was me who suggested speaking with Tristel, but who's to say he will be any more receptive than Worden? Why should any of them give me the time of day? Bah, that's no way to think. Ignore me. I reckon Yulmore could learn a thing or two from Amity about standing on its own 2 feet. Then again, so could I. According to Master Tri, this Worden fellow occupied a position of considerable influence in the Yulmoran leadership, which begs the question, why did he choose to leave? Greetings, friend, and to you too, Master Tri. I assume you are here to ask about Worden. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vothri gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Worden's counsel in the hope that he could build a better Yulmore together, and that is still my wish, but given how... hang on.
Abominably.
I would have been right. Abominably, you were mistreated there. I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Were I not Master Tri, I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. Uh-oh. There we go. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Worden can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and little patience for anyone who he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Yulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. I can see it in your eyes and the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying, he sees it as well. You must let these feelings go, Master Tri. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him Yulmore has resolve to change. The resolve to change? I believe he was headed towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer, nay, not even a maybe. Despite our previous artistic differences, I do believe Master Tri means what he says, but until he starts believing it, I fear it won't amount to an awful lot.
Well, it's you again. And I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vothri's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Hello.
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vothri. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Tri.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vothri was creating. And so I left my homeland behind. But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vothri's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded.
The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthri. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Imagine it, a Yulmore that even a bloke like me could help build. People cannot be brought together on the strength of high ideals alone. This I know from painful experience. Worden was right to demand proof of Master Chai's commitment. It remains to be seen if his words will translate into deeds, but I shall endeavor to keep an open mind. Oh no. Right then. Is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Ah, yes, Miol being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative foodstuffs are not required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not likely to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all. The long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated. This means their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My. Think of all that by yourself, did you? Well, yes. It began as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the peoples of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Tri-News. I have? Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet, only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them with the means to do so. A fair point, Worden, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos. But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of the necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I'm quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. Do you see it? There's a fire in Master Tri's eyes that was not there when first we met. A fire we had best keep kindled if we wish to see Yulmore change for the better. That Worden geezer doesn't seem so bad. What was Master Tri worried about? He's got to give himself a bit more credit. You had a hand in constructing that giant Talos to the north, did you not? When the Yulmoran volunteers began arriving, I hid myself away, lest I be recognized. Thus, depriving myself of what I am reliably informed was a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle, bugger. Yeah, I'd say so. Worden is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have, which is why I propose we make use of the long-abandoned Talos which wander the wilds of Calusia. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be a top rung. Come with me. It is one thing to repair an immobile Talos, as Oriange did, but quite another to catch one. Surely, does this not sound a trifle dangerous? How'd you catch a Talos, then? Dig a hole and lure it in? So he is an authority on Talos, is he? What other surprises could he be hiding, I wonder? Aha, the old memory hasn't let me down. The chest contains canisters filled with a dashedly potent insulating powder, capable of halting the flow of aether in a Talos. We need only get within throwing distance and let one fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it's high time we learn to stand on our own 2 feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. That may be, Kaishir, but Worden tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my harebrained scheme is realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say that the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. All right, but if there's any trouble, we call it off. I'm not going to have you dying. Yes, well, it would go without saying that I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is, as Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. I would ask you to use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could get in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it's safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Good. Then let's be off to the quick way, through the north gate, and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. There's little point in us both shouting instructions. Keep him safe, Arentel. Alright, nothing to worry about. Just a simple matter of sneaking up on the Talos while avoiding the slavering, bloodthirsty beasts lurking behind every rock. Child's play. When you're ready, let us begin. Either Master Shy is off his nut, or this means more to him than he's been letting on. When first he arrived, I could barely hear him over the knocking of his knees, and now this... I'm not sure what's gotten into him, but whatever it is, I like it. Keep a lookout for danger. Alright. Let's not get Mr. Chai News killed. Do it. Do it. Go. Get him. Fuck him up. He's turned around. What do you fucking want me to do? I ain't got nothing to target. Oh, I guess I gotta... Okay, I see now. Alright, we're waiting. Go, 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 go. Fuck him up. Take him out. Do we... Yeah. I did it. I did it. Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Oh wait, no shit, fuck, no, stop, stop. It's seen me. Please tell me I don't gotta redo the first one. Oh no. Okay, well, it should go easier this time. Turn around. Go for it. Already seen it. Calm yourself, old boy. Everything will be fine. Go for it. No, you bastard! Fuck you! Fuck you. Third try is the charm. I gotta do this 3 fucking times, man. Here we go. You don't say, Mr. Shy. Skip cutscene. I will patiently wait for him to fully turn around. Patiently. Extremely patiently. Still waiting. I fucking hate you. Why would you do that? Why the fuck would you do that? Once more. They're gone. Does he do a half turn? I don't trust it. Okay. It worked. Thank fuck. Progress! Let's go! I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. So you don't need me to do it a third time then? Not a third time, please? I beg? Hands and knees? Can I at least get a fucking checkpoint? Oh, thank God. You may leave the next one to me, Arentel. Haha! That should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. 3 whole Talos. It would seem I misjudged Master Shy. There may yet be hope for Yulmore. Our friend returned with nary a scratch. Well done. Yeah, totally. I did really well. Blimey, though my heart was going to stop. I thought my heart was going to stop for a moment there. Make that a couple of moments. I can scarcely believe it. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Shrine, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Yulmore's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by the extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmore. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant of the world of politics, which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Yulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these Talos, I have no doubt that they will lend you their support. It would seem Yulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands, would you not agree? We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you've tinkered with the Talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick.
Right then, form a line and make for Yulmore.
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard! back! All of you!
Is that... Darling, you're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see...
Dearest, I can't...
Oh! Oh dear.
Well, you get a good run. I forgot fucking Elno did that.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Oh, how wonderful!
Please!
I can't talk to the Atello, so sad. I dare say the future of Yulmore has never looked brighter. Sorry, I wasn't much help. Still, seeing Master Tri go after those Talos was something, eh? Inspiring stuff. I'm fine. I just need a moment. Thank you again for finding my husband. I confess I was not expecting the return to be quite so grand. That dear, sweet man, he's going to make the most wonderful mayor. I just know it. That was quite a reception. One Master Tri will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word is spread around Yulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Tri can make his inaugural address. There's no time to lose. We must begin making preparations for the inaugural address, once Master Tri has caught his breath, of course. No need to fret, Arntel. I have never felt better. And not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As for where to do it, if we were to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kaishir, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gatetown and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. It goes without saying that I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend, assuming he's available. Might as well see it through to the Bitteranda. The doorman at the Crown Lift will show you up. Don't worry, I'll make sure everyone's there for Master Tri's big speech. So get yourself down to the Emergent. Go on. Wouldn't it be up to the Emergent? I gotta look something up real quick, actually. Post Shadowbringers MSQ. Post Shadowbringers MSQ. Right. Almost there. So I have a grand and masterful plan. We'll see if it works out. Ah, yes, Master Chai told us to expect you. The Emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizens and non-citizens. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, sir.
Go on, dear.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Forthree's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Vorthree. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Vorthree must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. Securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
Nope. Yep. Seeing everyone come together like that, it was beautiful, that was. Now our work can begin in earnest. I very much look forward to seeing this Yulmore for the people. Wasn't he simply wonderful, seeing him take charge of the room as he did? Oh, it reminds me of why I fell for him in the first place. The City of Final Pleasures, they used to call this place, back when the world was ending, but now I hope it will become the City of New Endeavors. That was a fine speech, Master Tri. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all this, it is that change begins with the individual. 'Tis but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Yulmorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all these changes possible. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which this city stands. I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that you have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the Emergent, dearest. It is too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will remain in our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I much prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Tri, but have you got time for a word? Ah, yes, of course. Hathen Bet? Aye, that's me. I liked your speech, but there's folk outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more'n counting their crumbs. If you've a plan to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Then we've much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Arntel. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Yulmore's future was secure, but it is clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. So Alphinaud's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here with my friends in paradise. The paradise is gone, but something better's taken its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Yulmore for the people Master Tribe's been going on about ain't gonna build itself, after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one which you clung before, and one I am happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how we can do our bit, just a matter of taking the first step. Truly, to see Kaishir thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Beglug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Still not quite sure how I'll do my part for Yulmore, but I'll think of something. To the Ocular. Let's go. No, wrong way. There we go. Nope, wait, come on. There we go. Ain't about an eighth right for 30 feet. Sorry. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say that I did it again. No, it's twice in one stream. What's wrong with me? It would seem Alisaie has yet to return from the Inn at Journey's Head. I do hope she doesn't overtire herself. In the course of preparing more Auracite, we made a significant discovery. We thought it best to wait for your return before sharing your findings. My congratulations, Arntel. Glad tidings from Yulmore did precede thy coming. I will see that Thancred and Reen hear of these monumentous events, that they too might take joy in that which thou hast helped to bring about. I take it you are ready to resume our work? Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Tri was elected by popular vote, and, after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Auracite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference, and concluded at length that White Auracite was ill-suited for our purposes. Oriange, did you not say that compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Beglug's invaluable insight, it would indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as Auracite doth require. Thus, the shedding of these fleshy simulacra, and the surfeit of aether which compriseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. It would, theoretically, be possible to channel your minds into the Orosite instead, but we would more than likely sacrifice your souls in the process, which is why we've abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a means by which mind and soul might be transported together. Then we are no closer to a solution than when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one which the Crystal Exarch has posited a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories in the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of a technique with which I have personal experience. Arentel, do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Uni? I speak of the royal eye of the Allagan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allagans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology with which the Allagans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we could keep mind and soul together. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it best that Arentel return to the source and inform Kryla and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tatara will be relieved to hear we've made progress of a sort. Then I would beg leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in their investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tatara, won't you? With the benefit of our combined knowledge and the aid of the First's leading authority on soulcraft, we may surely be able to find a solution. Surely. Mark my words, Arentel, we will unlock the secrets of the Allagan Eye and see the others returned home. There was a time when I thought these eyes a curse, you know, but for what they have enabled me to do, and what they may yet make possible, I see now they are a blessing. I pray the link to their bodies in your world will endure a while longer. Should it fail, our efforts will be for naught. Beglug insists we resume our work forthwith, but I grow weary at the thought. What I would not give for a cup of tea, perhaps a vanilla tart. Surely you can eat and read. All haste must be given, but surely you can like take a break for like lunch, you know? Oh, someone's cheering on someone else going through the story. Very pog. Arentel, you're back. How did everything go on the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kryla will be here shortly, and she'll want to hear too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. Gods, I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Several cutscenes will play in sequence. Recommended you have enough time. Play those cutscenes.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I've carried out the treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite... But tell me, how fare our friends in the first?
So this Beklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white orosite is rather ingenious now that I think of it. Well, while they press on with their preparations, you may rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
Oh, you're back.
And there's our boy, Astidian! Ahoy! Long time no see. Been a minute. Last I saw you was...
And none the worse for wear, I see.
late Heavensward, I think, because I was passed out the last time we actually interacted.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
Oh, it's this sequence. Okay.
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead. But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh. Xenos Ye Galvas. Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn. What's wrong?
Come then. Oh, how much dialogue did I... God damn it. Okay, why do you do this? Oh. Nay, you definitely not easily for that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. For what would you do? Black Wolf and the Dragoon, I suppose, despite my advice. Come then. Why would they go from a voice cutscene into a non-voice cutscene? Like, oh my god. Same sequence. Ah, the simple pleasures of one's own flesh. Truly there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, our intel was barely a match for him if we stay here much longer. Emperor Varus, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear out our welcome. Your radiance, no! Must even the most middling of sport be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! Well, any bright ideas? Just one. Your radiance. He's dead. The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. Normal, of course. Alert, alert. Intruders detected in the Imperial Way. All available units converge. It seems there's no turning back. We must force our way through. The Black Wolf is among the intruders. Deploy Magitech armor. There they are. Stop them. There they are. Stop them. Man, I wish Star Shadow Dive was fucking 15-second cooldown. Why can't Arduino be that cool? Is there no end to them? You'll pay for your crimes, traitor. I was wondering when the Imperial Guard would appear. Focus on the Magitech armor first. Enya, on my mark. I think not. Damn it. This way, quickly. He must be stopped. Damn you, Gaius. Damn you, Gaius. I don't think it was meant to play twice. We make ourselves easy marks by moving together. I suggest we split up. Alright then, I'll take the low road, so to speak. I will see you outside. Stay safe. Well, so someone's been busy. Oh, do we get a peek of our volatile prototype, Arc Ultima. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength. It seems we've been afforded an impromptu field test. Ready all battle data and begin test sequence 2.0. Alamorn. Potency 500, damage over time, enemies, Stardiver, limit break. Oh, it's gold. Downloading data sample 14. You would bar my way, then you will feel the fury of Nidhogg. Can't talk with him. It's not working. Ready to get another sample. Synthetic Orosite system, now loading data sample 11. No, I'm safe here. Uh-oh. Increase generator output to maximum. Activate magnetic field, full power. Works, works. Arch Ultima is unstoppable. Unstoppable. We shall see about that. Nidhogg, show them your fury. Garleans and their Machina. Now, where are you, Gaius?
Are you all right?
Yeah, more or less. The Echo Man, you know.
peer into my past, did you?
As I am wont to do.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter. Our confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
Man, if only we could also use the Echo like that. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? If the Warrior of Light really tapped into and made use of the Echo?
But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds. My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose. Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention. He didn't elaborate, but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead. Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and Al Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
That's true, but with the Archon still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
I do my best, man, but you know, when you got crazy catmen calling you from like across the rift, what can you do?
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
It's not on auto advance. Shit. That was a bad time to stretch. I can't trust auto advance. Though they have yet to find a workable solution, Shul and the others are making progress, and we cannot ask for more than that. You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Beg Lug can manage without you. They've got enough scions to help them, if you ask me. Meanwhile, in Garlemald... Cough, cough. Traitors, you would dare defy Lord Nerva the throne? Ah! Onward! Before this day is done, victory shall be ours! They got, like, less than a year of no civil war. Congratulations, guys. Good job. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think? I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse. That hue, your soul is... Who are you? Before your majesty, I am but another dog, lost in want of a new master, a hunting dog, if you should wish it. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiark. Meanwhile, in Yulmore in the First. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages, too. They're even laying on free Talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free Talos? We'd best get packing. Steady work, board and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what is. Hope? Ardburn. Yes, so long as I yet live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. And with that, we have concluded. Wait, what? Wait, no. Yeah. We have concluded patch 5.1. Now, it is my earnest desire to get as far into patch 5.2 as humanly possible. I will almost certainly not be completing it, as we are already at the 4-hour mark. I do want to get at least a quest or two deep. Actually, though, 4 hours, man. You see, I had the dream of completing Reflections in the Crystal tomorrow. But honestly, we are at 4 hours. Close enough where it doesn't matter. I imagine next stream will probably take at least that long, and I really don't want to risk having too short a stream tomorrow. or needing to overcommit into Reflections in the Crystal. I want Reflections in the Crystal to kind of be its whole own stream. So, yeah, I'll call it here. Okay. Well, ping-ponging aside, I want to thank anyone for stopping by who did, anyone for watching who did. I really appreciate anyone who gives me the time of day, and until I stream again, have a good one all.